Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of TRACKILICIOUS. We are here today for the first race of the new season of West Coast Wednesdays. First race of the season. Looks like we got 15 people on grid. I know we have a bunch more signed up and hoping that starts to fill out through the season. Hope everyone's doing well. Hello, Jaeger. Hello, Rally. Hello, Shredlord. Hello, Shawinski. Thank you so much. Intro's so good. I know I get hyped every time I watch it. It is super exciting. Needs a bit of an update. It's been a while since we've had it, and I think we got to put some new clips in there. And maybe one day, between a regular job and a bunch of other things and a family and a sim racing community, I can find some time to get that updated. But we are towards the end of qualifying here at Silverstone, a classic, loved, traditional, legendary track that gives us some good racing. Hope everyone's doing well. But in the meantime, let's jump on in to the track and see what is going on. We got half the grid basically with a lap time, the other half not so much, trying to figure it out. There are a couple of places here and there that invalidations do happen. Not me, I would never invalidate at Silverstone. Oh, the talent. I kid, of course. Very, very much so. Something that I probably should have done is I'm not sure if we got any new liveries in here today. I'm going to skip it for now considering we're so close to the race, but we'll get those in for the next race for sure. So we see Mason Perchalski having, you know, he's been putting the work in, and you see quite a few improvements coming through from Mason through the last series, through the series before that. I'd say his pace is getting up there, but Mason Hot Lap Perchalski definitely needs to work on his racecraft, as it's self-proclaimed. I'm not criticizing him. I'm merely repeating what he said himself, as Mason is a little over a second behind a relatively new driver, a new name to me. I feel like I've seen the name before, but I'm not quite sure where. Liam Curran in P1. An Australian driver, nonetheless. Kuzyaterekov, familiar name. P2 in the pits. Oh, I think we're doing split quality. That's probably why. Something interesting be happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself and then go to one of the admins and see what's going on, because it seems like the odd number cars maybe qualified and the even numbers are sitting in the pits, and that should not be the case. No. I'm mortified. Oh my goodness. I apologize. Liam, I am absolutely horrified not knowing the difference between the Australian flag and the Kiwi flag. Oh, I did not notice the red stars. I'm sorry. I learned something new today. I generally pride myself on being quite informed on such things. And I feel terrible. I'm sorry, Liam. I am truly sorry. Well, now I know. Kiwi flag, red stars, Australian flag, white stars. My most sincere apologies, sir. Yeah, full quality grid. Interesting that some people didn't qualify. I'm curious why. Hopefully there wasn't any misinformation. Neil Kerbal, aka Neo Kabuki, in here is our actual lead manager. No, I don't want you to laugh at my ignorance. Oh, goodness. That's horrible. Horrible. Well, I exposed myself right from the beginning as the Goose Motorsports Liam Curran in P1 here. Wow. Goodness. A fellow member of the Commonwealth, nonetheless. I suck at this. Jake Wells, welcome. How are you doing today, Jake? Hopefully you just joined. Yeah, I did. I did. I did. What an idiot. I can't express how bad I feel about it. Oh, goodness. Maybe if we move on, that might help me feel better, but I assure you it won't. But what will make everybody feel better, hopefully, is our grid walk. If it ever gets done. Oh, goodness. Sorry, that was really loud. I'll get that fixed for everybody here right now. Okay. Here we go. Goodness. The Kiwi on the grid, Liam Curran, not Australian, ladies and gentlemen, as I mistakenly called out earlier. Hopefully you're not here to see that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Edgar. But Liam taking pole position. In my experience, we have a couple of Kiwis in our championship here, and all of them quite fast. Kuzia Terekov, the American driver, you can know what that flag looks like, in P2, doing a good job getting up in the positions here. Has been a P3, P4 in the past year, but doing a good job of getting up there today. Neil Kerbal finding himself in P3. Neil, I apologize. I'm sure you have a fantastic livery that I should have uploaded, but didn't. But yeah, then we have Mason Prochalski in P4 in the McLaren. Drew Burakovsky in P5. Potts Weaver in P6, and an Audi. Ooh, this is a new addition. Cool to see Potts. Potts experimenting with some new cars. Devin Anthony in P7. Lots of Lambos on the track. Interesting to see, excuse me. Jacob Church, the legend, the man himself, the myth, in P8. One Bigley. Love to see him in the Lexus. Pamolik Vaya in P9 in the drag, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent to see. Postal go fast in the Ferrari. Almost looks like a Ford GT with that color scheme. In the Triarzi Competizione. Interesting. I think that's an in-game livery, considering I probably haven't downloaded that one. Dreams Forgotten in the 444 Dream Team Porsche Jaeger Karoo and the Mad Fox Racing. That flag I know. That is the Canadian flag, ladies and gentlemen. Can't forget that one. Raymond Balliot in P13. Professor Kronotis in P14. And Vadim Deripas in P15. Looks like someone, I see 15 cars, but I'm seeing 14 on in game. Oh, it's 15 now. And we are back to the track here. Everybody getting themselves warmed up. Javinsky, any GT3 leagues coming up soon? Many leagues coming up soon. We are literally buttoning up, well, figuratively buttoning up the last little bits of things, and are on the verge of announcing everything. You're gonna get a lot of what we had going on. Definitely some GT3s, some GT4s, and more fun stuff. And hopefully give ourselves a week or two of break, and but that coming back full force with everything going on. And for those of you who don't know, we actually have a fun swap race coming up just next week, next Thursday, and that is exciting. Alejandra, thank you so much for the follow. welcome. Hope you're doing well today. We're just about to get started on race 1. We see a yellow flag on the outlap. That's not very good. Whoa. What is going on? Okay, I apologize. I'm a little bit lost. I should be doing a better job, but we usually run a full outlap, and it looks like we were running a short outlap today as the race has started. Liam Curran, the Kiwi from New Zealand, in P1 commandingly, with Ghoukasian in P2 still. Mason Prochalski following up in P3. Looks like took that position from Neil Kerbel. Neil, I'm sure, eager to get that position back right behind Mason, and Drew Barakovsky right behind Neil on that one. Neil going for the defensive move. Drew going on the outside, trying to have a look as they go into, if I can find my corner names, as it's been a while since I've looked, into Stowe. And now going into Vale here. Drew sending it on the inside. Neil Kerbel on the outside, giving each other plenty of room. Neil going tight. Drew now being able to do the over-under. Is that enough? As they go into club, not quite. Neil maintaining the straight as they go through the Hamilton straight. Now through Abbey, high-speed right-hander here for Neil Kerbel and Drew Barakovsky. Drew getting a pretty decent run through there, closing up the gap to Neil. Neil having to be a little defensive, which is effectively allowing Mason Prochalski to walk away just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. It looks like Neil has quite a bit of pace in hand, so even though he is defending, still managing to keep a decent gap to the car ahead. Drew Barakovsky, a very talented driver, quite fast, known to make some mistakes here and there, as I'm sure he continues to hone in his skills and improve the consistency on the grid. Attacking still on Neil Kerbel, and Neil Kerbel on Mason Prochalski. Neil looking on the inside, Mason on the outside, does have the line. Mason does look like he's gonna lose out that position as he is on the outside. Neil making that work. Drew looking on the inside now, trying to go 3 wide. Mason Prochalski now, Drew Barakovsky 2 wide, as there's a bit of a hang up. No contact there. Drew Barakovsky going in through Mason Prochalski. Prochalski in the back now, losing out 2 positions as the 2 Lamborghinis going through, showing absolute speed and prowess. Great racing by these 2 drivers. Fantastic moves by all of them. I'm sure Mason will be back to try and make some moves, as that McLaren has immense speed through a variety of tracks here in ACC. All that battling has given the Audi of Potts Weaver the opportunity to catch up and get a little bit closer. These 3 still quite close to each other, doing a fantastic job. Great racing as we watch these continue to go on track. Drew having another look, a bit of a late send, going quite a bit deeper in Vale than I think he intended to, effectively getting a suboptimal line through club in the Hamilton straight. Not what you want to see. He's going to lose some gap to Neil Kerbel up ahead, but that's not going to demotivate Drew. I can tell you that much. Very, very persistent, and does have quite some pace in hand as he finds himself, gets himself oriented through a bunch of these corners and continues to try and find pace through the loop in Aintree. Maybe we could distract Liam up in the top a little bit, as I'm still thinking about my grave error in mistakenly calling the New Zealand flag an Australian flag. And it's just a shame, because I even thought about it for a second. I paused myself. I looked at the flag. I'm like, I know what that is. I'm confident enough to call it out loud in stream forevermore, to be there on the internet with absolute confidence, to be only brought down like Goliath. The little flag of David, the little Kiwi flag that struck down the mighty, I'm not a mighty commentator, just trying to be super expressive here, but continuing to watch the fight between these 2 Lambos. Drew not giving an inch. A little further back, we have some battling going on between Dreams Forgotten and Devin Anthony. I'm not sure if that was a position swapped, but Devin now ahead of Dreams Forgotten. the Dream Team Porsche. Dreams Forgotten, a relatively new driver to ACC, finding his bearings, learning the little bits of information as he needs to slowly start getting faster and faster and faster, as one does when they learn ACC. I was trying to explain this to someone new who was trying to learn ACC as well, and explain to her that learning how to drive is like peeling away an onion. You go for a big general layer, you start learning corners, left, right, tight, loose, fast, slow. Then you go to the next layer and the next layer. You know, do you go in sharp? Do you go in for a late apex, an early apex, big slide? The Porsche trying to get Dreams Forgotten way out. Way out. But yeah, and then you go into the one detail at a time, one layer at a time. Okay, do I play with my traction control? Do I play with my brake balance? Do I play with setups, wings, you know, driving style? I think I'm generally a driver that focuses on self most. Always, driver being a very general term. Shvinsky, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to pride myself on quite a few things. Teaching is one of them. Flags is another. But apparently I failed at 50% of those things. So it's glad to hear that I did at least one of those things right. But yeah. Very important to know not to get frustrated, I think. Because obviously you come in here, as I did once, with immense confidence, knowing, yeah, I'm a great Forza driver. I'm going to be able to wipe the field. And then you get humbled very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. As there are some insane drivers in not only North America, but in the world. Absolute beasts. Talent. Great amount of practice that they put on the field. And Professor Carnotis doing his best impression of Swan Lake. The ballerina in yellow going for a spin. Let a slide while the rears are still hot. To say not a lot going on in the field here right now. Thank you. Thank you, Shavinsky. I appreciate that. Shavinsky. That's a sh. If I remember you correcting me. With a green, blue, yellow, and white Brazilian flag. Neil Kerbal must have made a mistake because he's getting a lot of pressure from Vamolik Vaya.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Oh no, Kerbal losing it. Easy there. Steady. Steady as Kerbal tries to find some consistency himself. I think he came in with some practice and some confidence because he has more experience in the Lambo than he does in the, what was he, in the Acura and the Honda last season. Honda giving him all kinds of trouble, but still not seeming to find the control that he's been looking for. Ooh, we got a car on the wall. Postal, go fast. That's not a pretty sight. Unfortunate for Postal. You know what though? Let's hop in with Kerbal as we have seen him have some pace, and that is an overtake for Neil Kerbal on Jacob Church. Jacob Church gonna come in on the inside again. Helmet view. You can tell how difficult it is to see things sometimes, but I believe he has the move locked down. Fortunately for him, when he did spin. Yeah. Now you have the chatter's curse, not the commentator's curse, the chatter's curse. Love seeing the Jag on the field. Unfortunately, no, I think we do have the BOP engaged on this. I'll have to ask one of our managers who's responsible for, or admins, I should say, who's responsible for the BOP. I do believe we have it implemented. We don't have it in the GT4s because that's not unlocked yet, unleashed, or released, I should say, released to the communities. But we're waiting for LFM to do that. Yep, we are running LFM. LFM. Bop. LFM Bop. My brain completely froze there. Kerbal's still doing a good job overall, getting himself back up into P6, but a little bit of a fall from grace as he was in P3. Back to Mason Prochalski. Now, Drew. Let's see how Drew's lap times look. Wow, their last lap. Drew Burakovsky, 2 minutes, 0 seconds, 0.042. Mason Prochalski, 2 minutes, 0 seconds, 0.075. Drew Burakovsky, 33 hundredths of a second faster than Mason Prochalski. Gonna need a lot of laps to cover that gap with that pace. You know, Shabinsky, I'm kind of bummed. I do wish that I had more of an opportunity to run Killer Beaches Friday nights. Unfortunately, with the family, I kind of remember a bit too late. So by the time I realize that I've put all the kids to bed and my wife has gone to bed and I come down and start working on community things, it's already midnight. Enjoy the walk. I don't know where you live now, but it's been particularly nice outside here in Michigan. Mason Prochalski managing to keep a decent lead to Drew in P4. Hopping on board here with Liam. The Goose Motorsport. Lamborghini doing a fantastic job. Incredible pace. Practically a second faster than everybody else. How's everybody else doing? Let's see, we got a couple of lurkers in chat here. Everybody's night going well. What news? How goes? Oh, we got a yellow flag on the board here. Liam doing a great job of avoiding it. Looks like Vadim having some trouble in the Aston Martin today. Fortunately for me, Vadim does not have a flag that I can guess incorrectly. A surprising position for Professor Chronotis. Usually mid to top pack, especially on the Wednesdays. We got some battles going on. Devin Anthony now on Vomolik. Jaya. Vomolik, I'd really love for you to come on stream and let me know how to pronounce your last name. And even if I'm pronouncing your first name correctly. Devin trying to make a move, applying a lot of pressure onto Vomolek. The Jag, particularly difficult to drive. If I remember correctly, Vomolek is a Swiss driver. Yes, and I can see why he's picked that particular Jag livery, as it does fly the Swiss cross. Yeah, I try every once in a while. I try to make Killer Beaches races. Love the community there. Let's see if we could do this. If I know how to do this. I think that's how it is. Oh, there it is. For those of you who are looking for some chill racing on a Friday night, just hang out with the crew. Killer Beach, aka Barry, puts on a good show. Streams as well. Allows everybody to hang out. Favorite part of the night is trying to get Dark to say my last name. Incredibly entertaining. You know, I am absolutely impressed by Vomolek's defense here with that Jag, giving Devin Anthony the hardest of times to try and overtake. Impressive. Quite impressive. As we have a minute and 30 seconds to go. Less than a lap. I'm not quite sure it's going to be the last lap this time around, but definitely next time around. Oh, Vomolek makes a mistake, goes wide. That's going to be the opportunity for Devin Anthony. Devin Anthony does go side by side. That Jag does have quite some straight line speed. Vomolek does manage to get a little ahead. Again, side by side through Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. Wow, what a move. Might have been some contact. Devin Anthony either not pleased by something or just trying to distract Vomolek up ahead. Kind of nailing the breaking point. Maybe a little bit wide on the apex, taking the defensive line. Anthony on the outside, not quite there. Vomolek still staying ahead. Really doing an amazing job in that. Jet Jag is not easy to handle. And then there he goes. He makes a mistake. Too much curb on the inside. Has to tuck back behind Devin Anthony. But is he going to have the opportunity to come back? All while we have Drew Barakovsky now on Mason Petrowski. Has been chipping away at his times while there's just under 0 seconds. As the time counts down, they're gonna have another lap as the Kiwi, Liam Curran, finishes up his final lap in the lead. Drew falling it back a bit. Now 0.8 of a gap, 0.6 in game. Getting mixed information from our hardware here, from our software, I should say. Lamborghini on McLaren. Both mid-engine cars. Both incredible looking. Both battling for the final podium position as Liam Curran decisively in P1, Kuzya Terekov in P2. This is the closest battle on track. Drew trying everything he can to get there. Fortunately, not sure what happened to make him fall back behind Mason. It was right there, less than 0.2, I think. But an error somewhere pushes him back over a second now. I don't think that's going to be enough, but let's get on board with Liam Curran, start to finish. P1 for the Kiwi. Fantastic job, Liam. And Liam, after the second race, if you're listening, which I hope you are, if you can hop in to our VC into the green room and we could pull you in for a conversation. Ream's forgotten having an error pulling off. No, finish your lap. You're almost done. Don't wait, don't stop. And as some of our drivers come to an end here, Devin Anthony still ahead. The fantastic battle we watched a little bit earlier between Devin Anthony and Vimolik Jaya. Excellent. Well, let's finish the second race, Liam, and then you can come and laugh at me in person in our green room, and I'll pull you into our stream channel. Couple more drivers on track, finishing up their lap. Professor Kernodis in an unlikely position. Professor Kernodis generally having great consistency, as we were talking just before the race started. We're arguing Professor Kernodis tends to like the longer races, and I like shorter double headers so that it gives me a maybe, I don't know, gives me I like double headers just because it gives me the opportunity to practice and then the first race, because I don't get to practice, and then kind of run a decent race in the second race. But Professor Kernodis arguing that his skill, his expertise are in his consistency and ability to survive attrition. Not tonight, not today, not at least for the first race, but we hope to see some immense improvement from him and the rest of the grid, as heli cam is not helmet cam, as we try to view the grid from this fantastic view of the pits here at Silverstone in England. Again, hope everyone's doing well. Getting ready for the second race of the night. Still 15 cars on grid. Oh, someone quit. Come back. They're back. Well, it's a great opportunity to talk about what we've got going on. Hey, Joe Khalil, welcome. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Go check Joe out. Guys, if you are looking for a first-person streamer, look no further than the official, the Cali official. Boom. Joe, another driver just completing his first season, as I hit puberty and my voice breaks, of ACC. Joe, why don't you tell us how your experience was coming in with really, really little experience, and then your development through the season? I could tell you guys that Joe's improvement didn't come lightly. He put in the work, and definitely winning the highest practice laps in our practice server in the last race of the season. So that's something he can proclaim for sure. But yeah, how was peeling the onion of skill, Joe, as you started with some of the very basics and then start getting deeper and deeper into what you now know to be the great complexity that is learning how to drive a car virtually, let alone in real life? We get our session to trip over here. Going into our second session of the night with two 20-minute races here in our West Coast Wednesdays, trying to give something for our West Coast friends to do. Long wait. What? Hey, Mike. I have no idea what you're referencing. What I said. As we get our qualifying rolling here. Take a second to get everything set up as our drivers eagerly get rolling out in their cold laps. Welcome, Mike Burkhoff. Good to see you. Joe Khalil, aka Khalil Official, Cali Official. Honestly, it's been great. I actually looked back and saw I started sim racing 6 months ago, ACC about 4 months. I was really just learning on my own using YouTube, racing pubs. Joining with Trackalicious was the best thing that could have happened. So many quick races that helped me along the way. And that's a great point, Joe, is that there are so many great people in our community. Something I absolutely love about what we do here is bringing great people together. And it's just so great to see that everybody knows how difficult it is to start. You know, it's a really tall mountain to climb, a steep mountain to climb at that, especially when you get dumped into a lobby with the likes of Ali Raza or Andy Borchers. And I'm actually gonna use something that I'm super proud of. So for those of you who've played Halo in the past, we got Jeff Steitzer to give us a couple of clips, some voiceovers. So Ali Raza, aka
Razzle Dazzle.
Oh, I'm so excited. And then we got, you know, Andy Borchers.
The Machine.
You all know. Yeah, these guys, absolute legends. So intimidating to hop on. Yeah, I know, right, Joe? It's so exciting. I'll give you guys one more. I had to get him to say this, of course, representing the community.
Trackalicious.
I don't know. That's my childhood. I don't know about you guys, but I was so hyped to get that soundboard going. Yeah, we got Jeff Steitzer, who is the voice of the Halo multiplayer, the you know, Killtacular and all those great things. So we got one for Chrono as well. We got one for Chrono.
The Professor.
Yeah, super excited about these sound clips. They're all in the Trackalicious Discord. So if you have Nitro, by all means, go ahead and use them. We're gonna have a lot more clips coming in soon, just waiting them to be uploaded. But yeah, great people in the community, as Joe was saying. I'm gonna continue reading here. I think being here has helped me become easily twice as fast as I was start of the season. You can't just give credit to the community, Joe. You really did put the work in. I've been watching, and I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job. And some of you haven't been here long enough to know, but Mike Burkhoff in chat here is actually a legend himself. Mike used to come in with some blazing fast times and incredibly consistent too. So Mike, love seeing you back in chat. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while since we've spoken. Hope everyone's doing well around you, and yeah, glad to see you back. Also wants to have the time to practice, and people in my life to support what I like to do in my free time. Yeah, that's really important. really important. Joe, I appreciate you joining. I sometimes feel guilty about soliciting, but I just feel like I would rather risk upsetting someone a little bit by asking them if they want to join their leagues, and the off chance, like you, that we're really providing an environment to help fuel their passion. So yeah, I'm glad it worked out for you, and hope it works out for many more. And if you guys have anyone that is trying to get into sim racing, we're always glad to have more. Always glad to have more. We're actually going to start diversifying a little bit, and going to do some races outside of ACC. So hoping that helps us grow our community even more. We're really looking forward to it. Mike, how have you been doing? Glad to see you in chat again. How's life treating you these days? Hopefully good. As we see Liam dominating the timing charts yet again. Minute 58.8. I don't think I've ever hit that lap time myself. Whoa, what's going on? A lot of cars here, there, and everywhere. Just the Red Sea parting for Liam as he finds a couple of tenths. And go helmet cam here. Let's go see what magic Liam has in his hands. The loop in Aintree corners I personally always struggle with. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. I hope things change for you soon. We're really not vouch for you. We're really root for you, Mike. Oh, I know a couple of us do here at Trackalicious. Oh, half a tenth up and losing a couple of tenths for Liam. Half a second up, I should say. A couple of tenths lost, and I'm sure he's going to be fighting for those in this next lap. T1 here in the GT circuit, extremely difficult. Lizzie, welcome. Lizzie, why didn't you make the race today? We're really hoping to see you on the grid. Yeah, Mike, bummer to hear that things aren't going well. Like I said, there are quite a few people here at Trackalicious that are rooting for you, wishing you the best. And I know I can confidently speak for them in saying that we're hoping that things turn around for you. Liam battling the rear end of the Lamborghini as to try to slow stuff down. Got some stuff going on at home. Okay. I get that. I get that. Hope everything's okay with you, Lizzie. We always love seeing you on the grid. Lizzie Tsunade, also another, we'll call it rookie-ish driver now. She's been showing some improvements over the last seasons, developing her skills. Liam kind of resetting. Let's go to Mason Petrowski here. Yeah, Lizzie, it's been cool to see your progress. Lizzie, I don't even know, Lizzie, if you were involved in car culture racing at all when you first started. So feels like you really started from 0-0. And just seeing your progress through the seasons and your commitment is awesome. Really, really cool to see. Mason Petrowski here looking for some time to get himself up through the boards, and there it is. Huge improvements for Mason Petrowski, getting up into P2, deciding that is the best he could do, and just calling it right there. That is a monster lap. Liam deciding that he is good with that. No more. Professor Kernotis now in a more familiar spot that we recognize him in. Oh, bummer. That's a really tough corner. I don't know. For me, Chrono deciding that, oh, I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. Chrono's just trying to get himself ahead so he can make another lap. Let's see. Let's see if this race, if he actually is able to catch up. Chrono's cutting the corners to try and get to the start-finish line before the timer hits 0. I think he's got it. 20 seconds to go. One corner left field. Well, two corners, left field and Woodcut. I think that's enough. It's gonna be close. No, that's enough. He's good. I think the track cut was the way to go for Professor Kernotis. And while he gets on his lap, let's hop on board with him. What is he looking for? Professor Kernotis is Wow. Where is he? What has he got? So he's looking for 8/10, and that is not the way to get it. Not the way to get it. Welcome, Cubbage. Welcome. John. All good. Thank you. Yeah, big brain notice. All brain, no game. Yeah, Professor Kanota's binning it in the yeah, well, we're gonna stay with him here. The lane of shame. As he resets. No way! You can't blame that on me. I didn't say he was doing well. I just said he was smart about getting to the start of the line, start-finish line. I didn't have anything to do with that. I didn't say. Usually a commentator's curse is when you go, oh, he's doing great, and then suddenly he cries. I feel like that's what it is for me anyways. Let's see. Actually, I'm very curious. Let's say that I did curse Chrono. Is this working? Oh, it's working. Yeah, so if you guys want, exclamation point curse. So if anybody in the comments or the commentator curses... Oh my goodness, Emirates, I'm sorry. It's way too late. We're already through our first race and into the second one, so. Oh my goodness, you guys, come on. Come on. That's not fair. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Emirates. We already finished our first race and we're in the middle of the session. Finished the quali and just a restart simply impossible at this point in time. But looking forward to seeing you at the next race. Glad you registered. Emirates, another flag that I'm familiar with. Al Imarat, if I could say that. And we're back on the grid. and we're getting redeemed with a face cam fiesta. All right, Jake, give me 1 second. Okay, all right. Let's see if we can make this thing happen for Mr. I Suck at This, aka Jake Wells. Another person who, if you want to see some great first person, say a little bit more advanced from Joe Khalil, has had a couple of more laps than you, Joe. Let's do this. Let's do this. Shout out. Boom. And copy paste so we don't get it wrong, because you have a lot of characters in there. There we go. You guys want to see some stuff? Karoo taking his home position of last place. And let's get going here with some grid walk as you see me do the grid walk head dance. The Kiwi driver in first place, Liam Curran, back to back. Get out of here. My hair's not messed up. It's looking on point. Mason Perchalski in P2. And we got Drew Burkowski in P3. You guys, get out of here. Who do we have? Kuzia Terakov in P4. Great job for Kuzia. Professor Kanotas in P5. Like I said, generally mid to high pack. Doing a fantastic job of recovering from the first race shenanigans. Neil Kerbel, couple of points down the grid here, but I'm sure will be eager to find his way back up. Devin Anthony in a P7. Got Potts Weaver in a new car. Potts in the Audi this time around, in the It's Gonna Be Great Audi. Vimolik Jaya? Vimolik, let me know how to pronounce that. I'd love to know. Jacob Church in P10. Postal Go Fast in P11. Dreams Forgotten in P12. In the Dream Team Porsche, Vadim Derpas in P13. Raymond Balayut in P14. Jaeger Carew in the comfortable, great BMW in the Mad Fox Racing, bringing up the back of the field. For those that don't know, the key, the target for Mr. Jaeger Carew is the valid laps, and I get caught off again. We have the race starting with the short starting lap here, a new thing at Tracklicious that I wasn't aware of, but apparently that's what we're doing now. But looks like our Kiwi driver, let's not forget, is up in P1 commandingly. Kuzyaterekov applying a lot of pressure to Mason Pachalski, and Professor Kernodis onto Drew Barakovsky. Quite a few cars going tete-a-tete, as they say. Kerno on the outside here. That camp's not gonna work for us, so why don't we go to, nope, not that one. There we go. That's what we want to see. Kuzyaterekov now P3. Mason Pachalski P2, doing a fantastic job staying behind Liam. Liam kind of walking away a little bit, actually, but really great so far. Doesn't look like we have any major situations going on. Mason now tucked right behind Liam, having tons of straight line speed in that. Oh no, I'm sorry, confusion for me here. It's Liam's way out in front. It's actually Kuzyaterekov was applying the pressure onto Mason Pachalski, was also being pressured from behind by Drew Barakovsky, and we got Chrono and Kerbal fighting just behind that. That is very cool to see. Lots of battles on the grid. Potts Weaver relatively close to the Jag of Vimolik. And we got, lovely to see these tight battles going on the grid, as you would expect at the start of the race. Neil Kerbal trying to apply tons of pressure onto Professor Kernodis. Jaeger Carew no longer in last, still looking for more valid laps, going on the inside of Vadim, managing to make the move work. Great job as Jaeger figuring things out himself. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Vadim going wide, yet letting yet another car come through. Unfortunate for him. Here we are. Kernodis. Well, we got Kerbal up ahead. Kernodis, Vimolik, Potts Weaver, all in a lovely pack, battling effectively for that P5 position up ahead. Kernodis finding his Silverstone legs. See what I did there? Proud of that one. Certified dad with the dad jokes. And we do see a lot of pressure being applied up ahead. Drew Barakovsky onto Mason. Looks like Kuzyaterekov might have is there but is not there. I'm not sure what's going on. Kuzya, I'm so a dad. I'm a dad 3 times over with a 4th one on the way. Shabinsky. Don't be fooled by these dashing looks of youth. Oh, you're a dad. Yeah. You're not a dad. Yeah, be warned. I'm not sure how it happened, but someone told me something about sneezing. Drew Barakovsky still with the pack of Kuzyaterekov, Mason Pachalski, all fighting for P2, but someone who has nothing on his mind but a leisurely Sunday stroll is Liam Curran, commandingly in P1, setting the fastest lap, chilling like a villain. Perchowski under a lot of pressure. And we do have some advice from the Razzle Dazzle himself. When there's someone behind you, don't think of what is behind, think of what is ahead, as it is what is ahead that you are pursuing. Allows to take some pressure off your shoulders and focus on your lines and the corners that are to come. Well, I think I've even over committed to this cam redeem from Mr. Jake Wells. Gonna give the, if I could even figure out where my camera is. There we go. Watch, you guys are gonna reclaim one pretty much immediately, aren't you? Okay. More racing here. Ooh, real deep braking by Ghoukasian. Great job though. Coming really close to Mason. No, sorry, Tarakov. Tarakov in the BMW. Mason in the McLaren. I'm confused because just a couple of days ago, Mason was suggesting that we drive a BMW on a team together. So that's why I'm a little off my game here. But Drew, not confused at all about what he needs to do, applying immense amounts of pressure onto Kuzya Tarakov, only being a couple of tenths off. Another impressive battle that's happening. Jaeger Carew in here, looking for positions, not valid laps clearly, because that's not a target for him anymore, but looking for positions, applying immense amounts of pressure to Dreams Forgotten. Dreams, another new driver to ACC, doing a great job of finding his apices, as now Jaeger has things to think about just ahead and things to think about just behind, as Dreams Forgotten only 8 tenths ahead, with Postal Go Fast just behind in the forward-looking Ferrari. Lizzie Tsunade giving Devin Anthony all of the energies. Oh no. One, I love Pocky, so it's an absolute devastation that your dog ate a box of Pocky. And two, I hope your dog's doing okay, Mike. We can't afford any more bad news, Mike. No more bad news. We gotta have some good news for you. I hope things get better. I hope your dog's okay. I don't think there's a lot of chocolate on those Pockies, so if I were to guess, I'm sure he's gonna be fine, and I hope he is. Or she. I don't know what kind of a dog you have. Again, Jaeger Carew doing his best impersonation of a racing driver. Jaeger having come and stream here with us, someone we like to give a bit of a hard time to. Lovely individual in the Tracklicious community and a legend of Mad Fox Racing. Meanwhile, Drew Barakovsky applying the pressures, all of them. Any pressures that there are, most of the pressures, onto Kuzya Tarakov. Tarakov, usually the one that we see applying the pressure, but not today. I know, Lizzie. Pocky's so good. Gosh, you made me want some now. What flavor, Lizzie? Slide from Tarakov. Giving Drew Opportunity to get even closer. Really, really close for Drew as he continues to find the optimal lines to take advantage. Terekhov starting to lose the rear end of that BMW. Great little pack here. All fighting effectively for that P2 position. While Liam Kern, no worries, no concerns. Just hanging out. One could say he's on an island. Far, far away. One with immaculate views, mountains, beaches, volcanoes, culture. Just hanging out. All by himself. And that is the gap that Liam Kern has managed to put between himself and Mason Petrowski. A whole 6 seconds in a matter of 10 minutes. Petrowski fortunate to have Drew and Kuzia thinking about each other, giving them less bandwidth to think about him ahead, which I'm sure he's appreciative of. Schmidsky, thank you. Do need a sip. Last thing you want to do on stream is make throat comments, as we have these vultures in the Tracklicious community just waiting to come down and grab a clip of less opportune formations of words. Devin Anthony looking on the inside, sending it for Postal. Postal, great defense. Devin a little bit eager on the throttle, falling back. That is unfortunate. Dreams now thinking about it. Zero TC moment. Devin's going to be thinking about that one for a couple of laps, that's for sure. Yeah, these guys just too similarly paced. Neil Kerbel trying to chip his way back into the group there. But Mason holding that spot. Kuzia kind of getting closer. Drew Barakovsky still within striking range. A single mistake from any of these guys could mean positions gained or lost in the blink of an eye, which, as Mike Noss quotes, is 0.2 of a second. Whoa, wiggle from Drew, going off, managing to save it. That's gonna give Neil Kerbel just behind in yet another Lamborghini something to be hopeful of. Drew dropping down now 1.3 seconds behind Kuzia. Kuzia also making gains, only 0.4 behind Mason Petrowski. I kind of miss driving the BMW. And go really, really deep on the brakes. I know. And then, yeah, you watch some of these aliens and you're like, oh man, that feels like exactly what I do. It doesn't seem so hard. And then you try to do it and realize the finesse and the detail and, you know, all the little things that it takes to be a good driver. Silverstone is your nemesis. You know, I don't mind Silverstone. It's an alright track. The one that I can't ever seem to figure out is Spa. I'm sure I could if I wanted to, but I've been trying to avoid it. Spa's the one that, I don't know. Its popularity always also makes me not like it as much. Oh, Watkins is so much fun. And I didn't have a great time there. Well, didn't have the best of performance there. This last race, but you're slow. Are you Schlowinski? Is that what we're gonna call you from now on? Schlowinski? That's it's not a good nickname. It's a pretty funny nickname. I know you do, Joe. You went the public lobby route of loving Monza and Spa with everybody hot laps. I do like Watkins. I love the flowy nature of it. I used to not like the bus stop, but I realized that it's a matter of a really good setup to be able to go through it. I had a pretty good one for the Lamborghini this last go around, the last race of the season in the GT3 series, and had a pretty good time. Had some mistakes that I wish didn't happen, but hey, such is racing, I suppose, at a club level. Slowinski still on it. Yeah, I remember when I saw you stream. When I first saw you streaming, you're like, "Let's do another race of Spa." Well, we're done with Spa. How about we do another race of Spa? Well, that's 2 races of Spa, maybe a third one. But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool because Spa does have a lot of diversity in corners, so there's a lot of things that you can learn. It's a good track to learn on in terms of again, diversity of corners and really learning car control in a variety of situations, because Yuterkov making a small mistake. Yeah, that's the challenge with pub lobbies. So a little background. There's several things that have happened at Spa that make me not like it. One, I don't know how to take Eau Rouge flat. I could probably learn relatively quickly, but I just never bothered because I don't like it, and I don't want to like Spa, even though I do like it, but I don't. The second is the first enduro that I ever ran. I told the guys I joined a team. It was relatively new to sim racing, probably within the first 6 months, and I was intending on practicing, but life got in the way. Kids, family, responsibilities, and I told the guys, like, hey, I was planning on practicing and really wanted to do the endurance, but I haven't practiced at all. Please don't include me. They're like, no, you got to do it. I'm like, really? I have not shy about doing a race with you guys. I'm just not ready, and I'd rather be prepared. No, you should do it. So I did it. Literally, first lap out. I think I was the second or third guy in of a 6-hour endurance or 12-hour, whatever it was. First lap out in the second sector, the double left-hander, the downhill double left-hander that's relatively high speed, lost the back end, smashed it into a wall, just kind of wrecked the car. And then I was like, guys, I'm not ready. So I just brought it back into the pits, handed the car over to the next person, ruined their race. Something that I wasn't too happy about. And the third reason why I don't like Spa is because the first corner of Spa in a race is Eau Rouge Radion, and we had a fantastic GT3 grid, like an unbelievable GT3 grid. 48 cars on grid of the first race of the season, which was Spa. And I mean, I put in a 219, which was my best lap ever, and I think I was like 42nd on the grid. It was like we were seeing 216s, 217s, just unbelievable grid, the fastest grid Tracklicious has ever seen. And we go into the first corner, Rouge Radion, and the smallest mistake, I think, from P2 or P3 wrecked half the grid, and it was devastating as a league organizer. And that's another reason why I don't like Spa, and why I will always try to avoid putting Spa as the first race of the season while people try to learn each other's skills and habits. So yeah, Spa is an incredibly good track, but it just hasn't been kind to me. Back to the racing, like a commentator should be doing. Drew Burakovsky still within 4/10. Kuzia Terekov under a second behind Mason Prochowski. Mason Prochowski, 1 lap to go. One more lap of concentration. Is he going to be able to do it? Has done a fantastic job so far. Unlike me at Spa, has managed to keep it out of the walls. As he goes through Stowe. Ten corners remaining for Mason Prochowski to maintain that well-deserved P2 position. I think he's been putting in some work. But it is not over yet. It is not over until the checkered flag. These guys still very close to each other. You know, Drew probably very eager to try and get a position. Just doesn't seem to have quite enough. As these folks are now coming up to a yellow flag situation. Too scared to move away from this view. Oh, yeah, getting out of the way. Thank you. Good job. This battle doesn't seem like there's anything in it or anything's going to happen. Liam Curran with the double P1. Pole position. Fastest lap. A grand slam. Great job, Liam. Again, Liam, if you're listening, hop into the green room in the Trackalicious server, and we will get you up in the stream team. Laps of celebration. Mason Prochowski doing a fantastic job. Mason, would love to have you. And Kuzia Terekov and P3. Mason holding off Kuzia and Drew Burakovsky for the entire race, effectively. Wow. Good job to all you guys. We have here Vamolek, P8. Postal P9, Devin, I'm sure you were, Mason. You did a great job. Fantastic. Lovely to see. Mason also relatively new to ACC, but has been putting the work in. Lots of lap times on our practice servers. Dreams forgotten. Bringing up the back of the field. Trying to close things out. Basically, if you want to hop into the green room, pull you in for an interview. Dream's trying to take a shortcut. Not quite working out for him as best as you would like to. And there you have it, folks. There you have it. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm now committed to seeing Dreams finish the race. Boom. There we go. Some frustration. Well, we are back in the studio, and we have with us, hopefully everybody will be able to hear, Mason Perchalski, P2 in the second race, P3 in the first race.
Yeah, I didn't know I had that in me. I don't know where that came from today. I guess it's my new racing gloves. That's probably it. And the racing socks now. So we've went full try hard mode.
Ooh. Mason
Yeah.
crediting equipment to his success.
Yeah, just a better gamer chair, I guess, today. I don't know where that came from. That was I'd never even broken 2 minutes at Silverstone, so I got into the 158, and that was it had to be the socks. There's no other explanation. There's no way it could have been my skill, because we know that would have been
Well,
not true.
there you have it, folks. Try hard secrets. If you want to find tents, go get socks.
That is the key. That is the key.
Mason, how's that second race for you? It looked incredibly tense. You had so much pressure from behind the entire race. It was kind of fun to watch, actually.
Thankfully for me, the mirror in ACC kind of distorts it to make them look farther back than they actually are. But I am actually drenched in sweat. I took a shower before the race. I think I need another shower. Terakov and Burakowski are crazy quick. And yeah.
Well, crazy quick, but not quick enough for you today. That was a fantastic performance. The consistency was great, and I think you're getting better at it, Mason. I see from a distance in my office chair, not my gaming chair, that I see the improvements. Every week we see you chipping away at those lap times, chipping away at the consistency, and it's paying off. How does that feel? How does it feel to like actually see yourself improve and get up in the timing charts?
It feels really good. I think the big thing has been, like, obviously I've gotten quicker, but I'm finally putting together quali laps, which is like I'm not starting out of place. I'm probably starting where my pace is, and it's allowing me to actually like get good results. So, but it feels good to finally see the results. I felt like I was on like a humongous plateau where I was like could not break through, and I found like 5 or 6 tenths. I think I'm on almost every track this week. So. Here's
Awesome.
to the next plateau, but
yeah, we all find the next one. We all find it. But you can hang your hat up in great pride and great improvement. It's really lovely to see coming through some of the rookie series, I think, and doing a great job of getting through that. And probably, I don't think you're a rookie anymore, are you? You're probably in the intermediate class now. So
no, but I hear there's a guy named Payson Mirchalski who is going to be joining rookies next year, so we'll see about that guy.
Yeah, we'll be quick to kick him out. Well, thanks, Mason. Great job again. As good a job as you did, it simply was no match for the Australian neighbor, the Kiwi driver, Liam Curran. Welcome, Liam. And I will start by my deepest apologies, as clearly I do not know my world flags as well as I thought I did.
Oh, that's funny.
and you know what? I it's so embarrassing. I looked at the flag. I was like, yes, I got this one. Gonna call it out loud and proud. Wrong. But Liam, while my ineptitude is clear and in great order and great amounts, yours is clearly not there. You are incredibly quick. A new driver to Trackalicious. I feel like I've seen your name here and there. I'm not quite sure where. I think it was in the Fuchsia Motorsports chat, maybe.
Yes. This is the first race I've done with you guys. I think it must be.
Awesome.
So this race is definitely a bit of a just kind of get a feel for how everyone is, and I mean it seems like a really great community. You guys seem really cool. But yeah. What are you with Fuchsia? I recently joined them.
I happen to be a driver with Fuchsia in the last GT3 championship. Unfortunately, that's not going to continue, considering that one of the things that I like to do as a community owner is I team up with new people every season. So I don't think I've ever teamed up with the same people twice for any championship. With very rare exceptions, and just an effort to learn who's in the community, hang out with as many people as I can, and not get too cliquey about hanging out with my admins and stewards. So yeah, every season I either I pick someone new or they they take me on as a charity case, as I'm often in the back of the grid. But yeah, greatly appreciate the community willing to accept a basket case like me on the grid. But let's not talk about me, more about you. Liam, tell us a bit about of your ACC experience. Clearly you have incredible pace on the field. Unfortunate that in this particular race we didn't have anyone that could match your pace and give you a challenge on either one of the races, but I do see some names registered on the grid that I think might give you a challenge in the coming weeks, assuming they show up.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. It's well, I've only been racing ACC, I think, probably about a year and a half, I think, if I remember correctly. But I've been sim racing probably since 2018. Well, funnily enough, Silverstone is actually probably one of my worst tracks. So,
Goodness, we're gonna see more pace from you.
maybe not. Depends what other tracks we've got. I tend to aim for around the 101% mark for most of my tracks. That's usually my goal, but Silverstone is kind of just teetering on the edge of that. But nonetheless, it's still, I mean, I can't exactly complain about winning both races. It's not exactly something to be upset about. But yeah, I mean, seeing some, I don't actually recognize any of these names, funnily enough, that have signed up. So it'll be good to get a bit of a fresh field for once. I'm usually sticking in the same groups, and you learn who they are very quickly.
Where do you typically race? I mean, is it some North American communities or more Australasia based?
Usually North American. A lot of the Australian, New Zealand based communities actually are quite bleak, I'll be honest. It's kind of, or especially for me, with my job, I work quite early hours.
Okay.
Like I'm usually finished from work around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm home quite early, and a lot of races here usually go quite late into the night, and it's not an option for me.
Right.
So
You're probably 15 hours ahead, so it's what, like 3 o'clock there right now, 4 p.m.
Close, 5:30.
Okay.
At the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, funnily enough, this time works quite perfectly for me, because I mean, this is literally the window of time that I have that is just completely free on most weekdays, at least.
Well,
so, yeah,
that's amazing. I mean, I personally love, and I know there's quite a few people that are appreciative of having a global community. It's kind of the cool thing about sim racing is, you know, you get to, in your local tracks, if you drive real cars, you get to meet the people around town, but being able to expand to the world is super cool. And I'm very glad that we have a stable enough internet connection through our servers for you to be able to race quite confidently. So I was looking at your ping, and it looked pretty solid. So that was great to see.
yeah. That's usually a minor issue with a lot of races that kind of do fit my time. Is the ping is awful.
But yeah,
I mean, I've jumped into races where it's like 350 ping, and it's like, ugh.
yeah. I know we've had a couple of other Kiwis in here specifically. I know we have an Australian in here, JP Reed, my teammate in the Enduro series. But yeah, Liam, excellent job. Hopefully we can find some more drivers to really give you a challenge up in the front there. I'm sure Mason's going to be chipping away at those deltas to try and get at you a little bit more for sure. But fantastic job today. Definitely got the full Grand Slam for both races. Quality pole both races. Fastest lap, I believe, in both races, and P1. Fantastic job. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you in more things.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I look forward to racing with you guys.
Am I pronouncing your last name correctly? Is it Curran?
Yeah. Like, we have, thanks to accents, it's all down here. It's Curran. Like,
Curran.
slightly different, but honestly, I don't mind.
That's no,
As
we
long
will.
as you're not, as long as you're not fully butchering it, I don't mind.
No, we're trying to get things on the nose here, spot on. So Curran, it will be from now on. I've been practicing my Kiwi yeses. Yes. I gotta drop all the vowels. See,
Yep.
that much I know. Even though I don't know what your flag looks like apparently. But now we know. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you were wondering, the Kiwi flag has red stars and the Australian one has white ones. So we have learned two things today. Kiwi flag has red stars, and racing socks makes you half a second faster a lap apparently. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call it for the night. Liam, Curran, thank you so much. Appreciate you racing with us, and look forward to seeing you next week, and hopefully on some more grids as we release most of our championships probably within a day or two. Very excited for that, and we'll see you next time around. For now, we are going to raid Butter Dog IV, who is running some Monza as some rookies typically do. Go show some love. I think he's relatively new. Yep, 33 followers. New to ACC, and yeah, let's try and bait him into joining our community. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Eric Ghoukasian from, gonna use the soundboard again,
Trackalicious.
yes, got the Halo guy to record a bunch of sound clips for us. Go say hi to Butterdog. Hope you all have a good day, good afternoon, good night, good evening, wherever you are, and hope to see you next time. Take care. Oh, I think we have an ad in progress, so gotta wait there for a second.